Yes, people. Ignore the shameless plugging. I just wanted that thing off of my screen where it's like, oh, share your referral. But welcome back. If you are wondering what the referral is, that is a new scheme by StreamYard where it's trying to expand people using its program. So they're offering a £10, a £10 or $10 or 10% sign up bonus, or 10, yeah, it is. There is $10, it says it in the chat. Get discount off of your package purchase. You know, do what I do. Throw money at something that's not really gonna give you all that much back. But hey, the best part is if somebody uses it, it actually pays me. So I've got a partnership, but no, I'm joking. I'm joking. But we're back and we're going to be discussing what happened, the disaster that happened last night. We have to. We have to. Unfortunately, it's the uncomfortable truth. And was it the case that Lyon were actually better than us, or was it just Agent Andre Onana? He's back again. He's back at it. Probably for somebody that hates his own club. I'm sure he doesn't, but he acts like he hates his own club. He performs like he hates his own club, and that shall not do. That shall not do. We shan't have a goalkeeper who cannot goalkeep. He cannot goalkeep, but he is paid extortionate amounts of money. I think he's on 120, 140k a week. 120. So actually, I was thinking the first time around was correct. So yeah, £120 per week is his wage, and he can't goalkeep to save his life. So yeah, it's not great that someone who talks a fair bit of smack on social media posts when making an inflammatory comment, such as "I think we're way better than the other team," whilst we have a by far the worst domestic record compared to them, which is damning. And he's out here trying to burn people. He's trying to burn people. It's like, oh, sizzle on that one. Oh, see how you feel about that. But all he has to do to burn himself is walk onto a football pitch, and everybody's like, ooh, you're not coming back from that. And it's so bad that I really do think he's going to struggle to find a way back to the top level of football now. I genuinely do. I don't think you make as many mistakes and errors at a football club as Onana is doing and happily get a contract offer from a top club around Europe or in the world, and them say, hey, we've seen your stuff at United. Don't worry about it. We want you in our team. We've seen that it's not that he can't perform under pressure. It's that he just can't perform regardless of pressure. And that's not good, right? That's not good, because usually you think the one thing that holds a team back from achieving greatness is when you get to the big moments, the big high pressure, high stakes matches, and you got to stand up and deliver. And we see it multiple times where individuals say, yeah, they swim until the waters get a little bit heated, and then they sink. And yeah, with Anana's case, it feels like it doesn't matter what happens with the water. Don't heat it, don't do anything. Just touch his water, and that guy will sink. Right? And he can't swim with it. He can't swim with the pressure. He can't keep up with it. He's causing all sorts of issues on the pitch for Manchester United, and as per the social media engagement that he's been having before this game. Um, he also seems to be starting an issue or two off the pitch. So yeah, we've perhaps we should ought to. We did the video about Garnacho. Garnacho needs humbling. Maybe we need to do a video on it's time for Onana to be humbled. Maybe we humble Andre Onana. Maybe we give them the dose of reality that they need. Maybe it's the insight, the keys to unlocking unlimited potential in Andre Onana. Maybe it takes for him to watch this video and the guy will win Ballon d'Ors for every single year from here on out until the day he hangs up his gloves. I mean, he probably doesn't. Well, he probably wouldn't need to hang up gloves because for somebody who doesn't have hands, he kind of needs some hand mechanism to be able to grab things. So maybe we'll let him keep the gloves on. We'll let him stay there with the gloves. But big ups to Anthony Herbert. How we doing? Hi Fuzzy. Hope you're well. I am doing splendid. Not too sure about Andre Onana. He seems to be. I'm sure he's sleeping rough after last night, and he's probably got a big lump stuck in his throat, worried about what that team selection is going to look like for the rest of the season. Because Altay Bayindir is back, and he was on the bench, and he was forced to watch that for 90 minutes, and thought, "Hey, I could have saved that. Oh, I could have saved that too. Oh, maybe I could have done better with that." So yeah, I think Altay Bayindir looks like by far a much more suitable option to be leading from the well, to be playing in between the sticks for the rest of the season. Joanne Smith, hello Fuzzy, how are you doing, Joanne? Good to see you. Hope all is well with you. Hope the football shirts are surviving another day. Might have to burn some Real Madrid shirts after that. I don't know if you have any Real Madrid shirts, but I know how you are with your Arsenal shirts. Hopefully, the if you have got a Real Madrid one that survived the night. So, all right, Anthony. Big ups to Adam, the 2025. How are you? Hope all is well with you. I think first time in the channel. Big ups to you. Thank you for joining. Fuzzy, I heard you're changing the name of your shows to the Massive Slong. Is that true? Yeah, I took inspiration from Early Doors because, yeah, he's thinking about moving some furniture around. He's setting up a lavish studio, and he's gonna buy basically a studio on a tiny island, right? And he's going to get his little sailboat. He's going to buy a sailboat, and every time he wants to host one of his live streams, he's going to sail out into the middle of the North Sea, right? Go to this tiny little studio on this tiny little island, and he's going to start hosting his shows from there. Just it's just part of the rumor mill, apparently. I don't know if that's going to be coming into effect, but yeah. And of course, hello to Joanne there. Onana has dropped off ever since he left Inter. Well, I suppose we should ask that question. Is it just the Manchester United curse? Has somebody cursed us? Like, really? You do start to ask these sort of questions. Because I swear to God, it feels like when bad shit happens, it's just like you'd never see it at any other club. And it doesn't have any rhyme or reason to why it's happening. It just happens. Just the worst things known to man just happening to our club and the players that play for it. But Andre Onana, I mean, I don't know what's happened to him. I mean, is it another case of confidence? Because I'll tell you what, if we're going to go back to a conversation of confidence with that Manchester United players, then add him to the seemingly growing list of players that just need confidence to start performing. I mean, I'm not sure about people here, but why players are playing at Manchester United with no confidence? Why not have confidence? Just play to enjoy football. What's wrong with enjoying football? If you love football, if you love playing sport, then surely it all comes to you naturally. you train for it every single week. But yeah, Fuzz, it's been a while, mate. It has been a while, Michael. Hope you're doing well. Um, how's life at Chelsea in recent times? Because I know you guys are, I think, 3-0 up against Legia Warsaw in the Conference League. So take that back to Stamford Bridge. I think it's a done and dusted tie, mate. Through to the next round, as easy as you like. I heard he's going to live in Croatia. Damn, gone to live in Croatia. He's gone to go for more dodgy blowjobs. I know, right? Look at Anthony balling out Betis. Yeah, yeah, and Anthony's doing well for himself out in Betis. To be fair to him, um, not scoring or assisting every week, but relatively good match ratings from what I can see. So I suppose for the type of league it is, if you've got a bit of quality, they probably just encourage you. Just use it. Just do whatever the bloody hell you can to win. And I suppose it's with that mentality that you have in the Liga, and probably the risk or the fear of failure that drives players to do the extra thing that they don't do in the Premier League. Because as you know, with Premier League culture, you let somebody down or you fail, you come up short. Well, no one's gonna cuss you out for it. You ain't gonna get the punishment for it. You naughty boy. Hey, I didn't suggest. I didn't start this. I didn't start this. This was you. You started this. You started this when he came back from the first trip that he had, and he had the worst sore throat ever. Um, couldn't go 5 minutes without coughing his guts up. Maybe it was him giving the blowjobs. I don't know. I don't know where you get the. Who knows? Who knows? All shall be revealed one day when the files come out. Well, we're waiting for all the other declassification of files from the crazy stuff in America. So I'm sure the taunt files will be released at the same time. But anyways, as per the game, as per the game, I think relatively, you could say maybe performance split between two halves. First half advantage Lyon, second half advantage Manchester United. Um, Obviously, they have the better share of the ball, more possession, but not really creating a huge amount of like proper clear cut chances where you're just like, well, if Lyon score a goal from this chance, you can't really complain about it. They actually did very well. Um, that wasn't necessarily the case. I just feel like with the two goals we conceded on the night, is just completely of our own doing. The defence actually played relatively well. A lot of the threats that came its way, we dealt with um, in relatively good fashion. So I've not really got much quarrel or beef with the defence side of things. I think, of course, the midfield can be a bit weak, weak with dealing defensive or things defensively, but also transitioning. I think can sometimes be a bit um, left a little bit to be desired. The attack is again showing its toothless edge. Very good goal between Fernandez and Xerxes, by the way. Very very good goal there. But I think as far as chance creation, very very wasteful from Hoyland's perspective and Garnacho's perspective. Just not firing whatsoever, and that's going to be a problem. That is going to be a problem. I mean, of course, we can sit here and say, well, you know, you think of it like this: if Onana plays, you got to have the Onana buff on that scoreline. At least 3 or 4 goals to see out a result. Because if Onana's playing, God only knows how many times he'd probably get to like the 99th minute. The scoreline's 3-2. They're coming back, and he'll be like, if I boot the ball up long, the referee will blow the final whistle because the referee's put the whistle to his mouth. He'll probably go, "Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll throw it long." Oh, oops, oops. Oh no, guys. Oh no, I've thrown the ball in the back of the net. Oh no, what a shame. What a shame. Don't worry though, because once we come off the pitch, I'll get on to Twitter again and I'll send out a post. I'll say, yeah, their striker, what, LOL, what a bum, couldn't shoot for shit. I had to single handedly hand them the game. Can't believe it. That's kind of Onana's, thought pattern at the moment. Like, it's probably somewhere in his mind, somewhere in a fantasy world, that's probably what Onana does. So I can't neither confirm nor deny that to be the truth, but who knows? It just feels like it's so ridiculous. It really is. You sort of match the energy with hysteria, right? And the hysteria is what sort of gets people feeling just surreal about our club. So many issues and so many problems to fix. So yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's difficult making it day to day because it's not sustainable, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Big up, Michael. United. Next up is Newcastle away. I mean, the fact is, right, Paul Scholes has looked at this game, right, and has said that, hey, a 2-0, a 2 or 1-0 away or a 2-1 away loss to Newcastle is not, it's not a bad result for United. I'm thinking, when have we ever seen or spoken about United and said, hey, a loss with a low score deficit is a good result? I mean, it's not a good result for United. It's not. It never would be. It never ever is. But maybe you can say, well, hey, that's the most likely outcome. I don't want it to be that. I don't think it's a good thing that, yeah, is probably going to be the score line. But this is the hand we're dealt. This is the hand we're dealt, and with every game now, is you don't know. I mean, from post-match comments with Amarin in what he's regarded the whole Onana situation, he's feeling like, well, nothing's going to change with what we do. But then some people are not convinced by him actually meaning what he says. Supposedly, Amarim is not a fan of anybody in this team, really. Um, nobody really is his cup of tea. He would like his own set of players that don't clown out the pitch every single week or weekend. That don't sort of take a game plan and say, well, throw that into the wind and see where it lands. It's just not the way to operate. But vibes, I suppose, just back with the Vibes FC comes full circle, people. It was Vibes FC under Ollie. Ranić wanted, don't care about vibes, we want excellency. They didn't like that, the board, so they sacked him and brought in Ten Hag. Well, I mean, you seem like the sort of person to bring technicality in, so he brought technicality in, and everybody hated the technicality, and then he got stingy with vibes, and then everybody's like, ooh, bad vibes, sack him. So he got sacked. Interim manager that's now about to get relegated with Leicester. I don't know how he's not been sacked yet as Van Nistelrooy, because I feel like Leicester have somehow gotten worse since he's been there. But bring Amarin in, and the vibes. We're sort of talking about vibes again. Like everyone's, it feels like it's a bit of a snake pit. Is that Manchester United dressing room? Um, Tom filming his own fake taxi to buy more subs. He probably has a fake taxi parked at his workplace. I mean, it got car parks all over the place. There's probably one parked in like a retired um, airplane shed or something. Like He's got it parked in there. He's equipped. He'll bring it out when time calls upon it. he'll roll he'll roll it. He calls it Hot Wheels. He calls his taxi Hot Wheels. Relying on vibes and no tactics. Well, not so much tactics. I suppose what you get with the manager is this breakdown of communication, or this wall that you can't break through, right? It's like a fourth wall in a movie where the characters are just oblivious. They just don't know, and the people watching are just like, oh my god, can't you see the obvious in front of you? And Amarim's on the other side of that wall, right? And he's screaming and shouting, like, why don't you do this and that? Is the basics, the absolute basics. And he's watching all the characters on the other side, aka his players, as these clueless characters in them sitcoms or something, absolutely clown themselves. And it sort of gets to a point where the jokes get used so many times, it's no longer funny. It's no longer funny. It gets tiring. It gets boring. So we're sort of sat here behind Amarim, like, so when does the actual team show up? When do we actually start playing football? Because you'll have tactics and certain ways in which he wants to set up, but then there's a couple of class clowns that will take to the pitch, and there's not really plan B or a plan C. There's no alternatives really to stick on the pitch that actually possess the capabilities at providing, a moment of quality to make a difference in a game. So he's sort of like, I've only got one piece to use. I don't like this piece, but I've only got this to use. So I'll use that. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. And that's kind of how we feel. We all feel the same. So the players are in their own little bubble. Some of them, their bubble is gargantuan, is bigger than Jupiter. But they still somehow manage to make it fit through the tunnel of Old Trafford. Something that size, that gargantuan, ballooned egos, and no talent with it. So we're sort of limited to that. The power of friendship, basically. Yeah, and except the friendship part of this is tribal, right? It's set into cliques. It's broken down into groups. Certain groups in that dressing room do not rate each other, do not like each other, because you don't see the full togetherness that you should see in a unified team, a team that plays for each other. You don't see the characteristics from the individuals that make it look like, hey, this team, I want it to win. I'm going to go the extra mile for my teammate. And then each of those players reciprocate the same energy with each other, and together it brings together a solid performance. You don't see that energy. It's difficult to watch sometimes, because it's like your basic 5 yard passes, those simple ones where it's like your mate in the park just sat right in front of you and you go and play the side foot pass to them. They can't do that, and it's chaotic. It really is chaotic, and it's like, well, that can't be a tactical related issue. A fuzzy live, biggest to Mama Flossie. It's that Tonali. It's that Tonali. If you got Tonali in that picture, drinking to an anti-Sunderland. Actually, speaking of Sunderland, whereabouts are they in the league? Are they actually coming back to the Premier League anytime soon, or are they just stuck? They hard stuck. They're in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs. I ain't going to say anything, but with 7 games left in the championship, 76 points. I think they are 14, about 14 points above 6th place. I think it's about 14 points, yeah. So, I mean, they're set for playoffs action. They've got Sheffield United in there, Bristol City and Coventry City at the moment. Middlesbrough could end up in there if they get a late flurry. I think they're in better form at the moment than Coventry, so that could turn around quite quickly. West Brom, I don't think so. They're in a really tough run of form at the moment. Millwall are not a million miles away. they've won their last two and also beaten Sheffield United away. Um, yeah, that's also, by the way, Sheffield United at -2 points with I think it's like FFP infringements. So they've had a 2 point deficit. So otherwise they'll probably be tied on points with Leeds. But yeah, they're up. I think Burnley are currently in first place because they are beating Norwich 2-0, so ahead on 3 points in front. Of course, more games being played over the weekend. But yeah, it's good to see you, Mama Flossie, as always. Fuzzy, did you hear that West Ham wants Ramsdale and goal next season? And I called it a few weeks back on our show, if you remember. Well, I mean, there's bound to be links with that because, of course, Southampton, if they're a team that's relegated, there's a lot of relegation clauses that are now active. They can plan this out. They can now plan this because Southampton are relegated. They're a championship team now. That is it. The season's done. It's finished. It's gone for Southampton. So literally nothing to play for. So if you're a club and you like the look of a Southampton player, you can start your negotiation business early. You can get things into the pipelines and start your summer planning early. And you might have to start it early, extra early, considering that I think this summer transfer window actually closes before we kick off with the first week of Premier League action for next season. It's not like this season where we've had like 3 Premier League games before the window shuts. This time, I think it finishes a lot earlier. So a lot of teams, I think, are going to be really trying to start their business early. And I think some of the FFP or PSR might be a lot less of a feature or a factor in business decisions from clubs. Because I think some of us didn't really clue into most of the club's financial situations. I think some clubs just said, "Oh, but we can't spend anything because of PSR." When actually you could have spent money, you didn't want to. You wanted to save money. You needed an excuse to not save to save money, to not spend it. PSR magically comes out of the woodworks. Oh yay! Now we can throw that out to the press and get them to send the stories out. Ah, God. Stingy businessman. Big up. Mamma Mia. Big ups to Anthony. United will not get European football if they do not win the Europa League because it's too far to reach the European spots in the Premier League. Absolutely. I mean, as far as the league standings go, I think we are deep rooted to finishing in the bottom half of the table. But the problem is to be in Champions League next season, it's Europa League or bust, which is why when you go into a game where it's tight, you're not free scoring, you need to take every advantage you can possibly get. We have the biggest disadvantage clause, which is our goalkeeper. We've just got to play Altay Bayindir from here on out. Literally, don't play Onana for the rest of the season. Tell him, pick up the phone now and tell him, start speaking to your agent about finding other football clubs because you are not staying next season. You are gone. You are finished. Done. Goodbye. Case closed. And we will not be picking up the phone to discuss this matter anymore. So start planning your exit. And that's kind of what the message has to be, be cutthroat with it. Don't sort of be like, oh, well, he's a good lad, so we'll give him another chance. Like, no, screw second chances at Man United. You do it or you don't. There is no in between with Manchester United. You either deliver or you return to sender as a player. You go back. You go back to where you came from. You go and find another club. You leave. Project failed. did not achieve. Thoughts on Rashford at Villa so far, Fuzzy? He's doing all right over there, but one thing's for certain. I know that there's stories talking about Rashford's going to have showdown talks with Amorim to discuss potential integration back into the team. And I'm thinking, well, if that happens, then I'm well within reason to believe that we'll never come back. We'll never be back as a club. We'll never, ever, ever come back. Simply because it's just we're going round and round on a toxic cycle. You know, we say, hey, this bridge is now burnt now. It's gone. You can't cross it again, and you're not rebuilding it. But actually, now that I think about it and feel how I feel, you know what? Yeah, let's try and rebuild this bridge again. It's like, but you destroyed it. You killed the whole thing. You killed it. Absolutely murdered it. Why are you trying to rebuild something that's dead? You know, I know that they've done genetic de-extinctions with dire wolves, and apparently there's now 2 dire wolf puppies that are in existence now, which some people are just like, oh my god, the apocalypse is here. Like, no, they're just doing science shit. They're just doing science shit and just bringing things out of extinction. Maybe they'll bring a T-Rex out of... Actually, you don't need to bring a T-Rex out of extinction because you've already got one that plays for Everton. You get it? Yeah. Or one that plays for Arsenal on loan. But, you know, let them do their science things unless they are, you know, it's potentially uh, could lead to a global catastrophe. Press the like button and sub to the show if you haven't. Yes, please do. Please do. I would really appreciate it if you guys did that. I would love you very much. I would love you very much. And big thank yous to anybody who does smash the likes. Fuzzy, hope you don't mind. I shared your show in a few chats. I'm in to get you subbed. Well, big ups to you. Hopefully, I'm hoping that the other shows that people are doing are okay with you plugging my channel, because if it's going to be a problem to them, then I do not recommend you do it, because some people don't like the idea that some other creators get their stuff plugged on someone else's channel, and it's just like, no, please don't do that. But if they are okay with it, then, you know, go for it. I do appreciate the help in trying to expand the outreach, but yeah, only if the other channels are okay with it. Question, Fuzzy, who do you reckon will win Champions League and the FA Cup? Well, FA Cup, I think difficult pathway for City. They've got to go through Nottingham Forest on one side of the bracket. Let's see. So yeah, the other bracket is Crystal Palace and Aston Villa. So either which way, 2 fixtures that Manchester City can very much have banana skin games with. That would be banana skin games in the Premier League. So Manchester City will have to be cynical if they want to win that FA Cup. They probably hold the biggest likelihood, because you just don't say, oh, Manchester City are in it. Nah, definitely not going to win. They're in the semi-finals. I mean, people probably said that about Manchester United when in the season we won the FA Cup. They're just like, nah, United won't win it. City will do them in the finals. Well, we did them in the finals. So can't count City out, but you could also say that maybe Aston Villa hold strong favourites, but, you know, go things the way of Nottingham Forest in the semi-finals. I could probably see them go on to win it, to be honest, in Nottingham Forest. Because I reckon if they get to Wembley, the Forest fan base will be all over that stadium, all over the place. They'll dominate. They'll ram it to the rafters. Champions League wise, I think previous shows have already, reckoned. I think it was Mr. Josh and Jay. I tuned into his show earlier today. He reckons that the 2 outstanding favourites are Barcelona and I don't know if it was Mr. Josh and Jay, but Barcelona and somebody else are outstanding favourites, followed by uh, Arsenal. Um, let me see. Yeah, I think probably PSG. That's the other club I was thinking of. So either between Barcelona or PSG, probably the best footballing sides in the Champions League at the moment, along with Inter Milan. I know that they are currently advantage Inter Milan in that bracket against Bayern, so that will be a big scalp to claim if they do get that result over the line. Barcelona, I think they're just enjoying. You know, they've got some of the bragging rights. It's like we're the best footballing team in the world at the moment, and they've got players to prove it. Yeah, they've got the quality. I mean, Lamine Yamal will be 17 years of age already, the best player in the world. You know, based off of ability, and that's ridiculous. I mean, forget forget the likes of Kylian Mbappe or Erling Haaland. Okay, for people who remember, that was touted as the next Messi versus Ronaldo. How far from the truth that is now, or how big the gap is between that comparison. Crazy stuff. But yeah, I think Lamine Yamal versus somebody else might be the next closest thing to the Messi Ronaldo, best player in the world debate. So yeah, I mean Arsenal could stand a chance at winning it. They definitely got a very big leg up in the first leg, but I feel like Madrid this season have the same sort of fragility that Curry Popperdom has. Um, so take that with a pinch of salt. This Madrid team is not performing the way it should be, and yeah, maybe if Arsenal do go to the Bernabeu and do the same, that Ancelotti will be sacked if that happens. Because as you know, with Real Madrid, Champions League is not a target. It's not a, oh, we'll be proud of you if you achieve this. It's a requirement. You just have to win Champions League. Otherwise, you're right on the very verge of being sacked, even if you do win a La Liga title, it seems. Um, hmm. Going for a Forest and Villa final? Possibly. I can definitely see that final. That would be a nice. I don't know about quality of football because they're both sort of pragmatic teams in play style, but I think the occasion would carry the occasion. The what? The occasion would carry the occasion. Jesus, um, the atmosphere would carry the occasion. I think the two fan bases would give a lot to that game. And by the way, I'm making a video about the end of the season. It shows Premier League bar chart, whichever team finished, how poorly they have been, depending. Well, there you go. That's a video planned in the makings for Adam. So if you do subscribe to his channel, then keep that notification bell on so you are reminded once that video comes out. So yeah, keep your notifications switched on, people. Um, do it like this guy, but make sure the notification actually tells you when it happens, not a year later, because he likes to turn up late. Arsenal versus PSG, Barcelona versus Inter Milan. I think it's referring to the semi-finals. Ooh, I'll tell you what. Do you know the funny thing is I reckon Arsenal could then stomp PSG. I think the team that would batter you is Barcelona. I think Inter Milan would make a meal out of it, but I think they could do you. But PSG, I think you can get the better of. I do. I really do. I do think PSG. You've already gotten the better of them once this season. You know, it could happen again. It really could. Semi-finals. I mean, the football in the modern era is just it's so difficult to predict. It's so difficult to predict because it's like, well, yeah, that team's got the best quality. They'll turn up to a game and then they play just the worst football you've ever seen. And you think, what is, what is, what have they been having? Spiked Weetabix. Weetabix instead of sugar dusted on the top, they dusted LSD or something. Or some crystals, some sniffy crystals on the top. Madness. Absolute madness. But a testament to the declining of football. But I might try also, hopefully, give you a shout out in the video description. Well, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I do appreciate if you do massively because all support is massively appreciated on the channel in whichever form it comes in. Just by being here is enough for me, but if you want to go the extra mile, then absolutely all hats off to you. Um, and a big appreciations and a big shout outs to you if you do. So yeah, thank you for that if you do opt to do so. But but yeah, I'll give you my shout out right now. Subscribe to Adam 2025 and keep your notification bell switched on. All of that stuff. All of that good stuff. And subscribe to this. Oh, he doesn't have a channel. Start making your bloody channel, Anthony. Start talking to Early Doors as well. To taunt for some. You've already got an advert that's outdated. So the channel that's still coming, that's still on the way. I wish I had that advert sent to me because I'll just play it. I'll just play it shamelessly. I think this yoga is working. Can you do? Can you bend over backwards and do like a bridge? So you're sort of like you're sort of shaped like that, but you're sort of like curled over backwards. Can you do that? You'll have to do that if we are doing a Sunday night takeaway show on Sunday. You'll have to give us an example of your yoga. You'll have to show us what you have learned. Uh, but anyways, so as far as your um, the thoughts on or the rounding up thoughts on the game of last night, standout performers, I'd say Mazraoui between Mazraoui and Joro, probably. You know those guys as far as individuals go in defence, they're doing all sorts. Yeah, they're silencing a lot of attacking play, and for a lot of players, that you do sort of look at them and think, mm, concerned about that player on that team, and they get to the game, they get on the pitch, and then it's just like, oh well, hell, some of these players have just disappeared. You know, where have they gone? Well, they're in that player's pocket, and then Yoro has had games this season where he's had that effect. Mazraoui, Matthias de Ligt, who I think is still out with a knock. Is he still out? Yeah, still out with a knock. It's a minor injury, so hopefully he should be back quite soon. Um, to various extent, Maguire has done so, but yeah, Harry Maguire's Harry Maguire. Kobbie Minor made his return as well, so it's good to have him back in the team. Hopefully he's being used in the right way. I think he did come on for Garnacho in the 83rd minute. Maybe we'll see more of him on the game on the weekend against Newcastle. So yeah, good show, Fuzzy. Thank you, Anthony. It's all made all the better with everybody in here. Great to see you. Good to see you live. Great to see you live. Yeah, Great to see you in the chat. Likewise, Mama Flossie. So I do appreciate you being here. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside. But yeah, good to see that you are doing all good as well. So thank you for tuning in. So yeah, it's not really too much else to discuss. Of course, with the game coming up on Sunday, we'll have to run a preview. Perhaps I can extend an invitation to Mama Flossie if she would like to do a bit of a preview, sort of a look ahead into this fixture on Sunday, um, and get her takes on how things are looking up in Tyneside. And you know, in the pursuit for European football in Newcastle's case, um, how far are they away from Champions League? Let's have a look. So currently in fifth place, guaranteed Europa League, only behind Chelsea in a Champions League spot on goal difference. They also have a game in hand. So Champions League, Mama Flossie, might be on the cards for Newcastle this season. Not bad, that. Champions League qualification, first domestic trophy in 70 years. It's a season to remember, isn't it? That's a bit of a season to remember. I'm sure there's plenty of fans that would take that. But yeah. Anyways, looking good for you. Yes. Very much looking good for you. And the best part about it is that you're not spent for 2 summers straight. So hopefully, in your case, a summer of some significant investment in that team. Quite possibly. It'll be interesting to see what business Newcastle end up doing. And see just how much more. Because I think the last time around you in Champions League, you had the same squad as what you have now. So hopefully, if you do get some big investment and you're in Champions League, next season you'll have a much better go at it. Much more of a go in the Champions League. So that's what I'm hearing. Oh, lovely stuff. So yeah, hopefully, in your case, that you start your journey to becoming a big top dog in the world of football. Start becoming a very common regular in the Champions League competition. You'll be the new Madrid. Well, actually, you could replace Juventus, to be fair, because you both wear black and white. You can have the black and white kit rivalry. And you set it for the European stage. You can tell them, listen here, you bunch of old ladies, because Juventus, the old lady, is kind of intrinsically linked. But you can sit there and just like, listen, you old hags. The lot of you old hags. We've got the best black and white shirt. None of that nonsense. Go change them colours over in Turin. See, Torino have got the real colours in their burgundy tops. They're the real club. Torino's for real. Juventus are fake. Get out of our competition and then kick them to the curb. 3-0s all over the place. All of that stuff. So, Battle of the Barcodes. Yeah. Just start walking in with some barcode guns. Play your own game of laser tag. That's it. That's what we're missing. St. James's Park, the biggest laser tag facility in the world. Literally, it's a game of 50,000 versus 50,000. And you just play laser tag all over the stadium. That'd be insane. Just forget the game. Just have the biggest game of laser tag in the stands. I'm sure the players would just stop playing. It's like, what's going on up there? Turin. It's Turin. Turin. Northern Italy. But, yeah. That would be awesome. I would be up there. I'd invite myself. I would come in as the third entity. I would come in wearing red. That's just like, oh, what are you wearing? Is that a Man United top? No, it's just how many times I've been tagged. It's see, look, my skin's going red from the amount of times I've been tagged by barcode lasers. Anyways, but yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up the show. To be honest, there's not really much else to discuss. So back tomorrow, I reckon. Back tomorrow, talk about the Newcastle game on the Sunday. Um, Hopefully, Tont is around or capable of doing something like takeaway show. If not, then of course we'll have the match reaction for the proceedings on Sunday. Um, and yeah, hopefully going into the new week, more shows, more topics. Perhaps the Onana humbling might need to happen. Might have to open that can of whoop ass. Get Stone Cold out here, aka Ton. Get him to put on some of the jorts and tank tops. Do you know? I reckon, right? Tony could actually do that. He could pull off a solid Stone Cold Steve Austin impression. Take the shades off, right? Put on the tank top with the big skull on the front, and then wear sort of slightly torn up short jeans and with wrestling boots on. He could sell it. He could absolutely sell it. Tom as Stone Cold Steve Austin. Um, Maybe we'll have some of that going on. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Big ups to everybody who's tuned in. Good to see everybody. Especially after it's only the second live show that I've done after quite a while. So it's been a pleasure seeing everybody in the chat. And lovely, lovely stuff. And hopefully keep it coming, keep it going strong. And yeah, more on the way, more content, more shows, more chats, more good stuff, more partying. We like to party. Cheers, Fuzzy. Thank you, Mama Flossie. And thank you to everybody else that is in the chat as well. Don't forget to smash the likes, subscribe, and yeah, we'll be back again tomorrow for some Newcastle chat. Until then, peeps, take care. Enjoy the rest of your Friday nights. The weekend starts tomorrow. Catch you all laters. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And yeah, Fuzzy out.